Hello beautiful people, Robin Thomas here, also known as Braids by Ra. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be showing you how to install box braids on thin edges. These are edges that are thin. These are not edges that are alopecia or thinned by alopecia. These are not edges that are currently falling out. Her edges have been like this for a while, and we are going to put a protective style in that is not going to do harm to her edges. Her edges are not in a vulnerable state to where they're going to come out. However, we do not want to cause any further damage. So I am going to show you all how to safely install box braids on thin edges. If you are interested in that, please stay tuned and watch the entire video. I have so much information to share. All right, let's get started. Okay, so first things first. It doesn't matter if the person's edges are thin or not. You should always be gentle. Always take your time around the edges. For me, it definitely takes longer with each braid doing the nape and around the edges, just because I know that those are delicate parts of the hair and I want to make sure that the protective style is protecting. So what you see here is I have pre-parted some sections of hair off for the braid. This just kind of helps me move along swiftly as opposed to parting, braiding, parting, braiding, parting, braiding. So I'm separating the hair and I'm trying to make sure that for the areas that are super thin, I get enough hair to put in a braid, but also not make the part too big, if that makes sense. So right now, this is just me pre-parting the hair. You're going to see me later on in the video adjust as I go along while I'm braiding, adjust the parting. So you'll see some of those sections that are thinner will become bigger. All right, so I've undone that section and I'm about to braid that. So you are not, I repeat, you are not going to add the same amount of hair that you have for the hair that is full. I'm using a much thinner piece of hair to place on there. I know some people may say, well, I want it to all be the same. And I'm like, well, do you want it to all be the same? Or do you want edges when you take your protective style down? And usually they choose their edges. So we're all good. All right, so when you're braiding, you're going to want to make sure that you take your time. I'm doing it as if I'm braiding like a cornrow. I find that this helps me keep control of it, helps me keep it tight, but not tight like to where it hurts. It helps me make sure that it's secure, but it's not hurting the client as I'm trying to make sure that it's secure. And you're going to see me explain. I'm going to explain a little bit later the pulling that I do and how to help that. So anyways, as you see, she's just sitting there resting. On this one, I don't really have her eyes in there, but she's like always really chill whenever I'm doing her edges. So I just make sure that I'm braiding like I normally do, but I am always looking at my client's like face or something like that when I'm doing it. So I start off braiding like I'm braiding a cornrow longer than I would if I was doing the middle. And then I continue to braid down however I feel. So if you can see the differences between the sizes of the two braids. Full on the left, thin on the right. That's like the biggest like thing when it comes to safely putting in braids on thin hair. You have to make sure that it's protecting. Sorry, you have to make sure that it's protecting. And this is a way to do so. So I'm going in and doing the same thing. I'm making sure I have everything gripped nice and I'm not hurting her. So I'm doing it as if I'm cornrowing to the scalp, but I'm not adding any hair on the bottom, as we can see. But I'm just braiding like that to make sure that I have it nice and secure. It will become mobile easily once a little new growth grows out. and she'll be all good. So I'm making sure I'm taking my time. I'm not pulling too hard. Like I said, I'm braiding slower, and this is real time. It's my real speed. I braid slower around the edges like this because, like I said, it's a delicate part, and we want to make sure that we're protecting the client's hair that's there and not causing damage. As I said in the, so right here, I think I'm probably showing you guys how I am when I braid like this. Sometimes the hair gets like a little loose braid at the bottom, like when I'm not steady brushing my hair through the length of the hair, it gets a little loose braid in the bottom. And so to make sure you keep from hurting the client, you want to hold with one of your stable hands and then pull the hand that's stable up while going down the shaft. If you're just pulling down and you so happen to come in contact with that knotted piece and it doesn't like smoothly come out, you could start to pull their actual braid from their scalp, and you don't want to do that. So when you do it, you want to stabilize it with one hand. With the hand that's stabilized, pull it up as you are going through the shaft of the hair, and you're going down to untangle the loosely braided piece so that you can continue braiding. And I actually don't just do that on the edges. I do that every part of the braid. So you can see this is real time. Oh, well, I thought I was going to show it again. I hope that it shows it again. So yeah, I'm just taking the piece that I have, breaking it into pieces however I want to, either 2 or 3, depending on how big the section is parted, where this section is, and the direction that the braid usually goes. So yeah. All right, so doing the same thing, you just take it and you braid as if you're doing it, braiding like a cornrow. Always take your time. Always take your time around the edges. And then continue braiding. See, I'm stabilizing it with my left and I'm pulling down with my right to detangle the bottom of that. Again, that happens when you're braiding like this a lot and you're not steady going down the shaft of the hair as you're braiding. So you want to stabilize with one hand. With the hand that's stabilized, pull it up like that and then pull down with the other hand to detangle those ends. You see how she's not even flinching when I do that. All right, so here I believe I'm probably about to split. Oh yeah, I already actually split that piece. And so I'm removing a little bit. Excuse me, guys. I am doing this voiceover well after I recorded this video and I kind of forgot how this went. So that is one braid. I don't know if you guys can tell, but the piece that's at the bottom right, that was actually attached to another piece in the one that's clipped to the right. And because I saw that that was way too thin, I went ahead and split that in half and just added it to the piece that's on the farthest right, which is the corner, or excuse me, the edge, and then the one that I'm braiding now. So you really just continue to do the same thing. I adjusted that because, like I said, I felt like that was thin. So I pre-part just to, you know, kind of get an idea of my sections. And then as I take it down to actually braid the hair, I want to make sure that I'm not putting hair on too small of a piece. If I would have left that how it was in that really small piece, I probably would have had to put like a micro size box braid right there. Because again, we go off of the density of the client's hair. The piece of hair that we're braiding, we have to go off the density as opposed to the rest, however much hair we put in the rest of the head. That is how you make sure that your protective style is protecting. And as you see on each braid that I do, and you're going to see throughout the video, whenever I'm pulling like that, or whenever I need to detangle, I pull just like I explained to you guys. So of course it has a little bit of movement at the base. I always ask my clients throughout me styling them to let me know if I'm hurting them throughout, and I ask at random times, you know, is the tension okay? Am I doing okay? And most of the times they reply yes. Really, like all the time they reply yes. So yeah, I just make sure that I am doing whatever it takes to protect the integrity of their hair. I'm not going to put that braid on her very edge. Like, that's crazy. So I'm just going to slick it down. I'm going to slick it down. Then I'm going to add it. So again, I'm showing you the small piece of hair that I'm adding in. And I'm going to take it, make sure I got a good, nice, secure grip on that. And look how gentle I'm being. You guys, take your time. Take your time. And so I'm just braiding it like it's a cornrow. But I'm not braiding to the actual scalp. Just braiding under like it's a cornrow. And then till I feel like, okay, I got it good enough. Whenever I go to braiding it like this, I'll be good. And as you can see, she is chilling. Oh, and also I want to show, you can see that yes, she does have gaps in between that, but that's because her hair is thin right there. So no, it's not going to be full of braids like the middle of her head, because she doesn't have as much on her edges as she does the middle of her head. You always want to go with the density. And also I want to know, yes, that part seems bigger than the other parts, but again, we have to make sure that we don't have those small pieces and putting braids on those really small pieces, because although these braids are thinner, you don't want them drastically thin like that. And fortunately, because of the other braids, you know, that we're going to braid, the rest of her hair is full except for the middle, which is alopecia. And I have another video showing how I cover up her alopecia, which is hereditary. It's not because of her practices. She's always done really good for the most part with her hair, but you're going to see that it's going to fall really nicely over this side. Now she knows, okay, because it's thin, I'm not going to be able to, you know, put it into a bun, but we would rather do this to where she can have a protective style that's protecting, as opposed to parting the hair normal and only having a couple of strands in a piece, and putting the regular amount of hair weave in there with it and causing traction alopecia. That is what will cause traction alopecia. But no, my clients know that I care about their hair when they have their protective styles in, and this is the best that we can do. Now she knows, like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to wear it up into certain styles, or if I do, she's just gonna, or if she does, she'll just camouflage it to where it looks how she wants it to look. But you know, it works. So again, just be really delicate. Take your time. You want your protective style to protect. You don't want that client to come out with less hair when they take their protective style out. Make sure you have a nice grip on that. Hold that there whenever you need to detangle so that you're not pulling. Of course, you don't want to do that for any part of the hair, but especially the edges, because they're the most delicate. They're the easiest to come off, okay? The easiest. And so you just keep on braiding. All right, so I'm just going to let you all continue to watch the rest of the video as I style. I hope that this was helpful for you all. I hope that you all can use this on your clients or even on yourself. I want to note just one more thing. Again, this is not traction alopecia. She just has thin edges. Okay? She just has thin edges. It's hereditary. She has alopecia in the middle of her head, which is also hereditary. She has 2 other generations above her who has the spacing in the middle of their head from alopecia. So I'm not putting these braids on damaged hair. I'm not putting these braids on hair that has traction alopecia. I'm putting this hair, or these braids, on hair who is healthy. She's probably been coming to me for about a year. They haven't changed. You know, her hair hasn't changed, which means that it hasn't fallen out. So her hair, she has hereditary alopecia, and that's it. Okay, so If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll try to answer them the best way that I can. If it's something else that you guys want me to do a video on, please let me know so I know what type of content to upload for you all. I hope this was helpful. I hope that you're able to use it again, like I said, on yourself or on your clients. Make sure that your hair is in a good condition before getting these braids. If your hair is damaged, please don't do it. Don't do it. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to go now and let you continue to watch the install, and I hope to see you on my next video. Share this to somebody who you think may enjoy it, if they just like watching braid videos, or if you think that it'll be beneficial to them. And I will see you all next time. Peace and blessings.